How do I use Kubectl for multiple Kubernetes clusters? Imagine managing several different Kubernetes clusters like juggling balls. Each one has its own connection details, credentials, and settings. How do you keep track of all of them without dropping any? That's where Kubectl comes into play. It's the command line tool that helps you interact with Kubernetes clusters. But when you have more than one cluster, things can get tricky. You need a way to tell Kubectl which cluster to talk to at any given moment. That's where Kubeconfig files come in. These files store all the connection info, user credentials, and contexts. Think of a context as a label that links a specific cluster, user, and namespace together. It makes switching between clusters simple once you set it up. You can combine multiple cluster configurations into one Kubeconfig file or keep separate files for each cluster. To do this, you can merge configs or set the environment variable Kubeconfig to point to multiple files. When you want to add a new cluster, you use commands like kubectl config set cluster to specify the API server URL and certificates. Then, you add user credentials with kubectl config set credentials, which could include tokens or certificates. Next, create a context with kubectl config set context, linking the cluster, user, and namespace. Once your contexts are ready, switch between them with kubectl config use context followed by the context name. To see which cluster you are connected to, run kubectl config current context. To list all available contexts, use kubectl config get contexts. Managing multiple clusters can be made easier with plugins like Kubectl for each, which allows you to run commands on all clusters at once. This is especially handy when working across different cloud providers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. Always keep security in mind by using trusted Kubeconfig files, rotating credentials regularly, and choosing secure authentication methods. In cloud environments, managing clusters across Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service, Azure Kubernetes Service, and Google Kubernetes Engine can be streamlined by consolidating Kubeconfigs. You can automate deployments and cluster management with continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines that switch contexts automatically. Using role-based access control and namespace isolation helps keep operations secure and organized. In short, Kubectl manages multiple Kubernetes clusters by organizing connection details into Kubeconfig files. Switching contexts makes it easy to interact with different clusters without confusion. Using plugins and environment variables simplifies multi-cluster workflows. This approach is perfect for managing multi-cloud setups and automating your DevOps processes efficiently.